Today, we're diving into Ken Coleman's book, From Paycheck to Purpose. It's really a guide for anyone out there who just feels like there has to be more to work than, just a paycheck. Let's explore how you can find work you actually love.
Oof, does this question hit just a little too close to home? You know that feeling, being trapped, constantly watching the clock, just living for the weekend? If you feel like your soul is just kind of withering away a little more each year, look, you are so not alone in this. It's a fear crisis a ton of people are facing right now.
And this right here, this is really the heart of the problem. As Dave Ramsey points out, a lot of us fall into this trap where we believe we have to make this awful choice. Either you get a good paycheck or you do work that actually means something. The book's whole point is that this is a false choice, and you absolutely can and should have both.
Okay, so how do we actually do that? The book lays out a really clear path, and today we're going to cover the essentials. We'll look at how to get clear on where you're going, get connected with the people who can help, and then, and this is the big one, how to actually get started by knocking down those things that hold you back. So, the whole idea behind this book is pretty simple, actually. Finding your dream job isn't some magical secret, it's a process. It's all built around 7 stages that are meant to be followed in order to take you from total confusion to real clarity, from just a job to a real calling. And yeah, the book lays out 7 whole stages, including things like getting promoted and getting that dream job. But for today, we're going to zero in on the really crucial first steps, because these are the ones that build all the momentum you need to really get going. All right, everything, and I mean everything, starts with this first step, getting clear. And this isn't some fuzzy, vague idea. The book argues that clarity is the key that unlocks absolutely everything else. Because without it, let's be honest, you're just spinning your wheels. What does clarity even mean in this context? Well, it's knowing for sure the answers to these 3 big questions. Who are you really? What is the specific work, the contribution you want to make? And why? Why do those results matter so much to you? When you can answer these, you basically have a compass for your whole career. I love this analogy the book uses. Working with clarity is like a baseball player hitting the ball right on the sweet spot. The contact feels almost effortless, right? But the ball just explodes off the bat. That's maximum impact. You know that feeling? That's what some people call a flow state. So that sweet spot is where 3 things come together. First, your talent, the stuff you're just naturally good at. Then your passion, the work that just energizes you and you love to do. And finally, your mission, the results that give you that deep sense of purpose. Let's take a chef, for example. Their talent, combining flavors. Their passion, the fun, the creative act of cooking. And their mission, well, that's bringing people joy with their food. See, you need all 3 for it to really work. Okay, so this is where you come in. The book gives you this really powerful purpose statement to fill out. Seriously, even right now, just pause for a second and think about what you'd put in those blanks. It might seem like a simple fill in the blanks, but this is a huge first step to really putting your purpose into words.
If you are finding this video helpful, please make sure to hit that like button and share it with someone who this might help and be a benefit to their financial decision-makings. Your support means a lot to me and helps the channel grow, allowing the YouTube algorithm to show this content to a bigger crowd. More people can benefit from these ideas and hopefully improve their financial well-being.
All right, so once you start getting some clarity, what's next? You gotta get connected. And let's be clear, this is not about that gross, slimy networking where you're just trying to get something from people. It's about a total shift in your mindset. This right here is such a huge takeaway. Your relationships are the bridge that gets you to your next opportunity. When you approach people just wanting to connect and help, you're not just showing up with your hand out asking, hey, what can you do for me? You build real trust. And that trust, that's the currency that opens doors.
And you know what? Here's the part that should make you feel really good. You don't have to know some big shot CEO. The book makes a great case that through the people you already know, your friends, your family, old coworkers, you're probably just a few steps away from the people you need to meet. Your only job is to start asking questions and connecting those dots.
Okay, so you've got clarity, you're building connections. Now it's time to actually do something, right? But this is where so many of us get stuck. And it's usually not because of something outside of us. It's because of our own internal blockers. The book calls them the enemies of progress.
Yep, it usually comes down to these three. Fear just paralyzes you with all the what-ifs. Doubt is that little voice in your head whispering that you don't have what it takes. And pride, well, pride is what stops us from taking that entry-level job we need or from asking for help. The best way to beat them is to just name them and realize that they're just feelings. They aren't reality.
So there you have it. We've walked through the foundational steps from the book that can move you from just getting a paycheck to actually living your purpose through your work. It's definitely a journey, but it starts with these really clear, really actionable ideas.
So, let's just quickly recap the big takeaways, the things you really need to remember. First, get super clear on your sweet spot by figuring out your unique talents, passions, and mission. Second, think of relationships as bridges, not transactions. Build real ones. And third, you have to face those enemies, your fear, your doubt, your pride, and just take that first small step anyway.
At the end of the day, this isn't just about watching an explainer or reading a book. It's about doing. The whole point is that the world is literally waiting for you to do the thing that only you can do. And someone out there really needs you to be you. So, after all this, the only real question is, what's your first step going to be?
Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. Thanks for watching. I'm Finance Puppy, and here's to a better financial tomorrow. Cheers!